Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Force with another deck spotlight. Today we'll be taking a look at the Creeper Token Druid deck built by Strifeco and used by Kalento to reach rank 1. It functions like an average token Druid deck but built for the current meta. We've got some of the new cheap value Nax minions including the Echoing Ooze and Haunted Creeper, an anti-Hunter's Mark combo which is Spectral Knight and Defender of Argus, and then the obvious finisher with Force of Nature and Savage Roar. Let's go ahead and take a look at the deck in action. And for our example game, we will be playing against a Paladin. We do have the early Shade of Naxxramas, Innervate, and Wrath here in opening hand. We might Innervate the Shade of Naxxramas. Ooh, actually, we're doing a Harvest Golem. I think the Harvest Golem is actually probably going to be a better choice here. It's going to give us some early presence, and the thing with the Shade is that the Shade gives us more potential damage early on, but it's also, I might want to leave it in stealth, but with the Harvest Golem, I'll be able to walk into whatever he may or may not play here in the early game. And since it's a Paladin, we might see some early plays for like a mid-range style. And the Haunted Creeper, wow. This is a very nice early aggressive start. So that's a really cool thing about this deck that I like. It's basically a token Druid deck, but without the Violet Teachers and just some really cool value early game minions, like the Harvest Golem, like the Haunted Creeper, even the Shade of Naxxramas. He goes ahead and silences that, but that's not too concerning. We're gonna play the Shade of Naxxramas, walk into his 2-1, and then hit him for 2 in the face. So a very aggressive early start for us, and this is fantastic. This is absolutely what I'm looking to do. You know, the deck, you have to decide, depending on the matchup, is this going to be face and then move into the Force Roar combo, because that's really what this deck uses to kill opponents, is the Force Roar combination, or even just Savage Roar with a bunch of your creatures in play. Oh, and actually it looks like we're playing against a face Paladin, like a Shockadin style. We're gonna clear his board a little bit since we've got the superior board presence here. Play the Haunted Creeper we just drew, and then let's just go straight hit him in the face. I almost consider for a moment keeping the Shade of Naxxramas stealthed, but because he can get because he can get Hammer of Wrath here. But I think it's worth pushing through this damage, especially since we have a far superior board presence at the moment. There's a true silver champion, so he's probably gonna kill off one of our creatures here, unless he's gonna keep going face. Oh wow, he really is. He's dedicating full onto this. I am A-okay with this, especially with this board, and my Shade of Naxxramas just keeps getting bigger. We just drew another Shade of Naxxramas. Holy guacamole, this is fantastic. All right, so we're gonna hit him for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right now. He really, I think that was a big misplay on his part. I know his game plan, based on the things he's played so far, is to rush down, but there's no way you leave a Shade of Naxxramas in play that keeps getting bigger, unless he's got Pyromancer Equality right now and he plans on clearing our board. I just don't see how that was a good idea. Alright, so let's see, there's an Argent Squire. Is he just gonna consecrate right now? No, okay, Leper Gnome. And he plays a Reinforce. Yeah, I think he's in a bit of trouble here. He's gonna Blessing of Might. What? Alright, well that's gonna be our silence target then, no question about that. Yeah, this is looking like this is gonna be a fairly easy win. I don't even know if we're gonna get into the Force Roar combo in this match. We've got the Keeper, so obvious play is to silence his Argent Squire at this point. You know, we also have the Loatheb. We could consider playing Loatheb and then just going all to the face to him and sort of ignoring his creatures, or we Keeper his Argent Squire. We also have we could do the Keeper Wrath combo too, and basically clear his board. I think that might be a little bit better. So let's just go ahead and we're gonna silence that. Okay, and then we can throw down a Wrath. Why don't we Wrath his Leper Gnome? And yeah, this is not, now we're just gonna have the board. Alright, clear these two things. This poor Paladin. Now we've got the board and he's down to 8. I don't see how he could possibly Equality Consecrate. We still have 2 1/1s in play. Even if he Equality Consecrates right now, we're still gonna hit him for 2. There's a Colette Oracle, so he doesn't have that. Force of Nature, yeah, it's game over. Yeah, that's it. He's not even trying at this point. So I guess that's a nice quick example game as just how aggressive this deck can potentially be, even without the Force Roar combo. Kind of crazy. Let's take a look at the deck list. Alright, so for the Creeper Token Druid deck list, we start off with 2 Innervates, the nice acceleration card, which either lets us get a turn 1 Harvest Golem or Shade of Naxxramas, or even an early game Druid of the Claw, or Keeper of the Grove. It just, you know, it's an Innervate, it lets you accelerate things. 2 of the Wraths for removal. We've got the Echoing Ooze and Haunted Creeper, so here's an interesting part of this deck compared to other Token Druid decks. We're using a lot of low cost value minions to basically function as the Violet Teacher, getting a lot of small things into play to combo with Savage Roar. You can win this game without actually getting to the Force of Nature Savage Roar combo, as you saw in the last match. Just got a very strong early game. So 2 of the Savage Roar, 2 of the Harvest Golem, 2 of the Shade of Naxxramas. I mean, you saw these 2 cards in great utility in that showcase match. We've got the Swipe for removal, same idea as the Wrath. Defender of Argus, so that can be used pretty solidly with the Echoing Ooze, for example, or any of your early game minions, or more specifically, in the Crazy Hunter meta, Defender of Argus plus Spectral Knight gives you a big beefy taunt that cannot be Hunter's Marked, which is very nice. We've got the Keeper of the Grove for the silence or the 2 damage removal. Druid of the Claw, in many cases you're using this with its charge. Remember, with the Force Roar Druid decks, you're actually just trying to get that opponent down to 14 health to finish them off with the combo, or finish them off with any of your small minions plus Savage Roar. Spectral Knight, we mentioned why that's in the deck. We've got the Loatheb to mess up any of your opponent's turns, and it's a nice 5/5 body. This card is just unbelievable, really. Force of Nature, that's the second part of our combo. Cairne Bloodhoof, again, value minions, and the Ancient of Lore. Most of the time, I'd say 90% of the time, you're using this for the sake of drawing cards to fill up your hand, either to draw into your combo or just to have more options. Thanks guys so much for watching this Spotlight video. Stay tuned, we'll be doing a gameplay video in which we play a few games with this deck. Hope you have a fantastic afternoon. Keep watching and keep owning.